Bill one. Don't set it up there, Street. Nice last one.
Say, look. A knife for getting things out of a horse's foot. I've always wanted one of these.
Medical. A farce. A criminal farce. Me. Ace. Flaming one. I'll tell you, mate. Two of everything you should have two of and you're in.
Hey, what? Take that
If you've never been doubled up before, if you've never lost your breath laughing, we warn you it could happen now.
Get your hair cut in the morning.
As you watch a bunch of physical jerks, a proper shower of misbegotten misfits who never miss a trick.
Now, I'm a quiet, reasonable, humane man. I know. My mother told me. Oh, yes, I had a mother and a father, even though I'm a sergeant.
Can I report sick, please?
William Hartnell as Sergeant Grimshaw. Shirley Eaton as Mary, a honey pining for a honeymoon, just married to a ripe Charlie, Bob Monkhouse.
You want leave to get married, do you?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. It's just that I want to arrange things.
Dirty rotter.
Eric Barker as Captain Potts. Dora Bryan, the naffy cook, who whips up a little passion with Kenneth Connor as Private Horace Strong, the hypochondriac.
Why are you so frightened of love, Horace?
Let me get out. I'm ill. Got to take a pill.
Hattie Jakes, the M.O. Bill Owen as Corporal Copping. Charles Hawtrey as Private Golightly.
Curtain!
Owen! Stop! Get out!
Let go! Let go!
Let go!
Soft.
This could be serious if it wasn't so jokingly funny.
Oh, you're tickling.
For here are the smartest set of operators that ever injected lethal laughter intravenously and irresistibly.
Well, what happens if anything goes wrong? We have to amputate your leg.
Wait a minute. Hey, what's going on? You can't... What a sauce. No, please.
What a fuss about such a little thing.
I'm sorry, sir. I was just trying to get Mr. York to settle down.
A life?
Hold on to your tonsils. Careful you don't fracture those fragile ribs as you watch these healthy invalids invalidate every rule in the hospital book.
Cool. How about a couple of rounds with her, eh? Winner take all. The sex-mad fools.
Shirley Eaton, the nurse who makes the pulse beat faster. Terence Longdon, a lad in for an appendix, out for love and a lass. Kenneth Connor as Battling Bernie.
Well, I gave him a couple of lefts. Not that, you know, right in the gut. I could have shook hands with his spine straight up. Well, his guard dropped, so I clocked him one dead on the button. That was the end of the bout. Broke me hand.
Masher Leslie Phillips as the Wolf of the Ward.
Mr. Bell.
Ding dong, carry on.
Smasher Susan Stephen, who rings a bell with the patients. Charles Hawtrey, bedded and wedded to his wireless. Bill Owen, fractured and well plastered. Joan Sims, another smasher.
Nurse Dawson, are you training for nursing or demolition?
Kenneth Williams, student of physics, with guest star Wilfrid Hyde-White, a proper buzzer.
Well?
There's a big annoying lump in my bed.
There is. There is.
And battling Bernie's very important visitors, Ginger, his boxing promoter, and punch-drunk Norm, his sparring partner.
Knocked him cold, it did.
Anything wrong?
No, very nice, thank you. Getting to the bottom of the trouble, eh? Miss Wheeler, there is something I must say to you. Miss Wheeler. Miss Wheeler!
Oh, you've fallen.
Miss Wheeler, I've fallen in through the hole of the chair.
If you missed a comprehensive education or lack the polish of a finishing school...
Well, what is it?
A bomb. They're making a mob.
Now's your chance to get finished off completely. For your masters, your teachers are none other than the shower who tried to wreck the army in Carry On Sergeant. The gang that tried to ruin the health service in Carry On Nurse.
Shall we go inside?
Now these graduates in sabotage aim an all-out attack on education in Carry On Teacher. And Teacher takes on a new look.
Miss Alcock.
Do you favour the Swedish method?
Well, I always say it's the same the whole world over.
Starring Kenneth Connor, Charles Hawtrey, Leslie Phillips, Joan Sims, Kenneth Williams, Hattie Jakes, Rosalind Knight, Cyril Chamberlain. And as headmaster of this, the toughest school in London, that master artist of comedy, Ted Ray.
Sit down. Now, what do you think I should do about it?
Cane me?
And split a perfectly good magazine?
Sir?
Remove the padding, Stevens. You're crackling like a pan full of frying bacon.
See the kind of homework Teacher doesn't mind working on.
Oh, I say, steady on.
Don't worry, darling. I've studied judo. I know every muscle in the human body.
See what happens when Teacher's tea is brewed with alcohol filched from the science lab. You'll laugh so much, you'll feel caned all over.
Miss Alcock.
You're drunk. You slanderous cat.
Whoa!
Today, when crime is on the increase and the police under fire, when murderers remain at large to kill again, the crying need is for new blood, for men of courage to come forward to enforce the law of our land. Men like these.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Thought I heard a murder, Sergeant.
It was only the radio.
Get back on the beat.
I'm frightfully sorry. Sir.
So you're just out of police school, are you? How'd you do?
Frightfully fit, thanks, Sergeant.
No. How did you do at school?
Horrible.
You're pulling my leg, aren't you? You didn't really do badly at school. Tell me you didn't.
Here's Police Sergeant Sidney James, Constable Kenneth Connor, who takes a fancy to a popsy of a PC.
Oh, good morning, Constable.
My name's Charlie. Charles, actually.
It's against regulations for us to be as familiar as that.
You'll also see Sergeant Hattie Jakes. And on the beat, you'll also meet PC Kenneth Williams, PC Charles Hawtrey, pride of the force. In charge at the station is Inspector Eric Barker.
Why's your uniform torn, Ghost?
I fell down a flight of stairs, sir.
How, quick?
Very quick.
It was all the fault of that stupid bitch.
Well, there was a third party involved.
Oh, no, sir, lady.
Lady?
Lady, the dog, sir. She's a bitch, isn't she, sir?
There's Leslie Phillips, lady killer. And the damsel in distress is lovely Shirley Eaton.
Hello. I'm a police officer.
Yes, they're as fine a body of men as you're ever likely to meet.
You maniac! We'll catch...
The same shower who kept us roaring through Carry On Sergeant, Carry On Nurse, Carry On Teacher.
Flop, flop, flop. Flop.
Where's the naughty pussycat?
Now you'll scream for help as you carry on laughing helplessly with Carry On Constable.
Good morning, madam. Can I help you at all?
Well, I certainly need a copper, and that's a fact.
What? More laughs?
Turned rather chilly all of a sudden, hasn't it?
Twist is the name, Sam Twist.
Francis Courtney, at your service.
Lily Duveen, that's me.
Delia King, miss.
They're back again. That gang of comedians whose reputations stretch for smiles and smiles and smiles. What are they up to this time? We'll tell you. Helping Hands, they call themselves, a limited company with unlimited opportunities for helping everyone into limitless trouble.
You're not Sir Theodore.
Lady, I never said I was.
Leave this instant.
Some other time then, eh? Anytime you need a helping hand. Here, tell your friends. There we are. Oh,
Sidney James as the boss with an interest in vital statistics.
Kiss me.
Madam, mate.
Kenneth Connor, hired to babysit. Private enterprise runs riot as Helping Hands carry on regardless. See Charles Hawtrey in the ring. What a champion. What a nerve.
Run, guy! Run! That's my boy. I taught him everything he knows.
See Joan Sims, the toast of a wine-tasting party. Yes, they're all here. The Jackson Jills of all trades.
Disgraceful. A load of drunks.
Bill Owen, Liz Fraser, Terence Longdon, Kenneth Williams, a chump who's personal companion to a chimp.
Can you take us to...
I'll take you, but not your brother.
I beg your pardon. We've had a long walk and we're very tired.
Why don't you climb in a tree and have a kip?
Only one thing remains to be said. Carry on.
We're moving. Oh, glad. Oh, hello.
Here's the pleasure cruise you just can't afford to miss. It takes you right along the Mediterranean with a right sunny kind of a captain and a ripe old lot for a crew.
Gentlemen, have I your agreement for a policy of unremitting quasi-Teutonic organizational perfectionism?
He means fingers out.
Have a ball with Sidney James as the captain. He'll give any girl a run for his money. Meet up with his playful number one, fancy dressing up like this is beyond our ken.
Well, my father, he breeds the famous fighting bulls, you know. Every year, 50,000 bulls he sends off by ship to South America.
That's an awful lot of bull.
The ship's doctor is Kenneth Connor.
For what I'm thinking, I could be struck off.
Mates, just see the way he operates.
Oh, dear. Well, I'll go straight to the heart of the matter. Do you know Miss Castle, Captain?
Not as well as you do, Doctor.
Don't stop. Carry on cruising around with these ship-shaped cuties. Liz Fraser as Glad and Dilys Lay as Flo. Two husband-hungry hunters on the trail of a male.
Hercules. I saw him first.
Carry on cruising. Get into your Glad rags and have a whirl with that Razzmatazz girl, Esma Cannon.
Cheers.
Fill it up again and 2 shots of Red X.
And here's the chef de cuisine, Lance Percival, cooking everybody's goose, including his own. Carry on cruising. Come and join the party. Right, left, and center, you'll vote this the sunniest, funniest pleasure cruise of all time.
Hello, hello. And which of you two fellas take sugar?
Hey, taxi!
Girls driving taxis? What will they think of next? It's the latest idea from the team who turned so many of our national institutions into riotous comedy. They say all's fair in love and war, but how can a man compete with this equipment?
Any of your chaps free?
Oh, yes, I am, darling.
Would you mind taking me to the station hotel, please, and take your time?
Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas, who gave you Carry On Sergeant, Nurse, Teacher, Constable, Cruising Regardless, and your laughter will carry on indefinitely.
Hello, Charlie. Enemy reported approaching the heath.
Enemy approaching the heath.
Sarge, I love ya!
But who would want to change the old-fashioned cab? For safety and comfort, they are unsurpassed.
Have an accident? No, thank you. We've just had some.
Bringing together your favorite cast of stars. Sidney James as Charlie Hawkins. And Hattie Jakes as his wife.
I haven't had a chance to talk to him since last Wednesday, and then it was only with his legs.
His legs?
Yes, sticking out from under a cab. It's not fair. He knows I can't get under one.
No wonder the poor girl became his biggest business rival.
You've got the job.
Kenneth Connor as the shy spy in the enemy camp.
This thing's killing me. Could you unhook it for me?
Charles Hawtrey
Here, I dear. Try and get that one down, will you?
Don't you worry. I will.
Esma Cannon,
Wagons, row!
Liz Fraser.
Put me and an old engine side by side, and I'll give you one guess which one you start to strip down.
Somebody's potting.
At the turn of the 18th century, Britain was at war. These were the years when history was written in the blood and smoke of mighty sea battles, and the name Nelson typified the spirit of the British Navy.
But on board the good ship Venus, my word, you should have seen us.
What's going on? What's happening? What's all this jigging in the rigging? Oh, what's going on, Mr. Harriott?
We've sighted a Spaniard, sir.
What? Where? Oh, she's much too small for us to bother with. We don't... Oh, thank you.
Bernard Cribb Cribbins as Albert Poopdecker, RN. As unlikely a young lad as ever went to sea.
Before I left home, my mother warned me that things like this might happen to me. I must write and thank her.
Juliet Mills as Sally, the loveliest lass that ever loved a sailor. Charles Hawtrey as Walter.
Wouldn't you like to go to sea, friend?
Like to go to sea what?
Kenneth Williams as Captain Fearless, who could be seasick sitting on a damp sponge.
This wretch is making a laughingstock out of all of us, and he should be punished severely. If I were you, sir, I'd throw the book at him.
Ah, well, I don't exactly approve of brutality, but,
Donald Houston as the ruthless Lieutenant Howitt.
Now shake hands on it, eh?
Proceed with the punishment, Mr. Bosun.
The order is Carry On Laughing as Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas give you Carry On Jack, another hilarious comedy hit in the brilliant Carry On series. Carry On Jack brings you the excitement of the Jolly Roger as the good ship Venus is captured by pirates led by the notorious Captain Roger.
Oh, Roger, please, no!
Who had once been her lodger.
Kiss me.
No, I'll kill myself first.
Charge! Powder! Boom! Fire!
Get that ramrod out!
Was the beginning of a desperate counter-espionage operation. Somewhere in London, the chief of British security knew that the fate of the entire free world hung by a thread.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I thought I'd been filed for life.
The dangerous haunts of the secret agent,
Cafe Mozart, 10 o'clock.
had been invaded.
Oh, look out, I didn't put
The suave, sophisticated excitement of international intrigue has been taken apart.
Just now, somebody tried to shoot me.
Shoot you where?
In the Schnitzelstrasse.
It sounds as if it might be very painful.
If you haven't already guessed, you're welcome to the worst-kept secret of all time. We just can't stop people passing on the hilarious news. It's Carry On Spying. Starring Kenneth Williams as Secret Agent Desmond Simpkins.
All ready to get off a slick draw like that, you see?
Oh, Mr. Simpkins, that was wonderful.
Don't make these things the right way round.
Barbara Windsor as Honeybutt, codename Brown Cow. Bernard Cribbins as Agent Harold Crump. Charles Hawtrey as Agent Charlie Bind, who also had trouble with his drawers. Eric Barker as the Chief. Gillisley as Lilla, a dangerous enemy spy.
I thought it was one of those awful men.
I am one of those awful men.
Here is excitement to leave you breathless. With laughter, as Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas bring you the latest in the fabulous Carry On series.
Don't you know wars have ears?
Yes, and so have I, and you just put your dirty great foot in one of them.
And what a Carry On, as they take the lid off the Casbah and show you just what's cooking. Don't miss the startling dramatic climax in the secret headquarters of the infamous Dr. Crow. You have been warned. This film is especially designed to find out just how much laughter you can take.
I'm free! I'm free!
Throughout all history, the immortal love story of Cleopatra and Mark Antony has fired the imagination of men. Many magnificent motion pictures have been dedicated to their illustrious names. Now comes the most provocative, the most daring, the most shocking of them all. Here on the screen are the epic days of Imperial Rome and the shattering events that led to the downfall of Caesar, the plotting and the intrigue.
I must warn you, Julius. There is unrest in the Senate. There have been rumbling.
You eat all that spaghetti they eat.
See the historic stabbing of Julius Caesar and hear his immortal words.
Infamy! Infamy! They've all got it in for me!
Here are the famous figures of history portrayed as never before. Sidney James as the rugged, handsome lover. Mark Antony. Kenneth Williams as the mighty Caesar. Victorious in battle, he couldn't make the peace.
Sorry to bother you, sir, but what do you want done with your woman here?
What is that? It's just a little thing I picked up in Britain.
Joan Sims as Calpurnia, Caesar's adoring wife. Charles Hawtrey as Seneca, the old sage who knew his onion.
Why don't you come on in? The water's lovely.
Kenneth Connor as the ancient Briton Hengist Pod.
Oh, you silly pod.
Jim Dale as Horsa.
Son of Ethelred. Oh, not Ethelred the unready. Oh, no. No, my dad was always ready.
And the fabulous Amanda Barry as the exotic Cleopatra whose beauty besotted the noble Antony, using her power over men for plotting and intrigue.
There must be some way we can get rid of it.
I have a poisonous asp.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no. I have, look. One bite from this is enough.
Behold the beauties of ancient Rome. Breathtaking spectacle. Exciting action. Great romance. High drama. Many of the greatest films of all time have had as their background that vast, lawless territory known as the Wild West. Yahoo! Many magnificent spectacles, many epic stories have come from this fabulous land. But this is Carry On Cowboy.
I wonder what they wanted.
I thought I heard shots just now.
It's probably just a horse backfiring.
Sidney James as the notorious Rumpo Kid.
I am the mayor.
You better keep away from my horse. You ain't seen a mare in 3 weeks.
Kenneth Williams as the mayor of Stodge City. Jim Dale as Marshal P. Nutt, the sanitary engineer they sent to clean up Stodge City. Charles Hawtrey as the Indian chief, Big Heap.
Slaughter the palefaces! This is my new squaw, Kitty Cater. I bought her for 2 buffalo skins.
How? Never mind how. Where?
Joan Sims as Belle, who ran the saloon.
Johnny, she's no good. Take it from me, she's after something.
You take it from me. If you get out of the way, she's gonna get it.
Yes, this is the Wild West, where men are men and women are... You all know what that means.
The night is young, and we're not too old.
Angela Douglas as Annie Oakley, a helpless damsel in distress.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought you were somebody else.
Yes, it's another hilarious hit in the fabulous Carry On series.
Big Chief in Little Lodge.
A smash hit by Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas, who have made Carry On the hallmark of the very best in comedy entertainment.
I know it's the Wild West, but this is ridiculous.
Could I see the master of the house?
He's been dead 15 years now. But if you'll come in, I'll ask him if he can see you.
Sergeant, yes, you! It's him! You great Stephen Nick! What are you trying to do? Ride me to death? Carry on screaming!
It's Carry On Screaming.
Not now!
There is something in those bushes.
Carry On Screaming, with laughter, of course, as Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas invite you to join the Carry On crowd on a riotous ride through the realms of hilarious horror. Harry H. Corbett.
All right, Mr. Potter. All we want to know is, where is it?
Well, Lummy, it's your police station. You ought to know where it is.
Take your boots off. We're investigating a barefoot robbery. Are you sure those are your feet?
Of course they're mine. Who do you think they are?
Sarge, only 5 toes.
Well, how many am I supposed to have?
6! Where's the other one, eh? What have you done with it?
Jim Dale.
Do you happen to know what Doris was wearing?
A dark green jacket and a long green skirt.
Did you get that down?
Oh, no, as I said, I've only known her a year.
Kenneth Williams as Dr. Watt, who's been dead for 15 years, but just won't take it lying down.
That policeman's here again.
What's he after?
The same as he was after last night, I imagine.
Fenella Fielding, who causes the copper to come a cropper.
Yes, but I don't think you're very experienced in the ways of love.
If you want to know the way, ask a policeman.
Charles Hawtrey as Dan Dan, the...
Don't look. Is he drowned?
Joan Sims.
Citibank, you have been drinking. So, this is the step on the final path, is it? Well, you can't say my mother didn't warn me.
Angela Douglas, innocent victim of a crazy collection of crooks. And 2 of the most lovable monsters ever seen on the cinema screen.
I do wish Junior would learn to use the door.
It's Carry On Screaming.
Now, don't start screaming, please.
Well, what you going to do to me?
Nothing.
Well, that settles it.
Lose your head when you can't pay your taxes. Don't lose your head when they're grinding their axes. Try to be calm.
Don't lose your head. The delightful French star, Danny Robin,
Oh, what a cracker.
as a desirable damsel in distress as the French Revolution runs riot.
Have either of you ever seen a man looking like that?
Well, it's marvelous what you can do with a bit of padding. If I could just have a bit of a prod...
No, you cannot have a bit of a prod. Imbecile, admit it. This fingernail has made a monkey out of you yet again.
The Black Fingernail, that dashing, gallant, hilarious hero. A menace to all men, a terror with the girls.
Excuse me, my dear. May I cut in?
Of course, Rodney, darling.
Thank you, my dear. Act naturally. I say, you're a bit close, aren't you?
You nincompoop, you're supposed to go the other way.
No, Jim! I love... No!
Get out of the way, woman!
Your wish is my command, and your desire is my desire.
Really? He thinks if I play me cards right, I might be onto a good thing here.
Archie, come out.
Come here, you little vixens. I can't help it. Fall back and sides, not too much off the top.
Lose your head when they're screaming for blood. Don't lose your head, or your name will be mud. You're asking for trouble if you know head. When you wake up, you'll be dead. Don't lose your head when the world's at its worst. Don't lose your head when the bubble has burst. Don't lose your head, you'll get by in the end. Lose your head, my friend.
If you want a man's life, Foreign Legion is the job for you. You'll enjoy the healthy outdoor activity.
We have some casserole dishes just like that at home, sir.
We used to put our dumplings in them.
They use them for the same reason here.
The Foreign Legion offers interesting work to men of initiative.
Well, don't just hold it, throw it.
The Legion also offers many facilities for sports, hobbies, and games.
I do apologize for the intrusion, ladies, but I can assure you that we will do you no harm.
Stop making promises I can't keep.
This big bomb, this indicates that you are very romantic and passionate.
That's very funny. That's where I was hit by a cricket ball.
But you are passionate. I feel it here.
You'll be proud of the pageantry, tradition, and the esprit de corps.
Spring flowers.
Spring flowers?
Early bloomers.
This is no joke. Pull those bloomers down.
Producer Peter Rogers, director Gerald Thomas, and the whole crazy Carry On company join the Foreign Legion and find themselves all at sea on the ship of the desert.
Camel off, Bobo.
Their latest, greatest hysterical adventure, Follow That Camel. Leading the attack is Phil's Sergeant Bilko Silvers, Kenneth Williams.
Excuse me, Herr Commandant. There is a woman here for you.
A woman? But it's not Saturday, is it?
Jim Dale, Charles Hawtrey.
Hello.
Joan Sims, Peter Butterworth.
Go to my tent. The hour of your fulfillment approaches.
Oh, look here. Do I have to be fulfilled?
Angela Douglas, Bernard Breslaw.
The infidels will all perish when the second crescent of the moon enters the third phase of Orion.
When is that?
Tuesday.
Anita Harris. What a smasher.
Oh, I do believe we've come in the nick.
Have you been hit? Yes, in many places.
Have some water, sir. I'll make you feel better. So if you want to find out more about this exciting, rewarding life, go see Follow That Camel.
Now, this isn't going to hurt.
And so a great hospital swings into action.
Darling, are you all right?
Its doctors, nurses, and orderlies working calmly, coolly and efficiently to relieve the suffering of others.
What a carry-on! As that well-known prescription for laughter, the Carry On team present a bed panorama of hospital life. Carry On Doctor.
He's in a hurry.
Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas invite you to take the cure for all depression in this hilarious hospital.
Smile, please.
Smile? What with?
Frankie Howard.
Oh.
Come now, Mr. Bigger. We don't want to lie in our nice, comfortable bed with our nasty old pants on, do we now?
Madam, what you do in your bed is your own affair.
Sidney James.
Where's my watch?
You must have taken it off.
No, I distinctly remember having it on when I started to sew that... Hello. Oh, no.
And it was an alarm, too.
Kenneth Williams, the hospital's prize surgeon.
Is this your first
First? First what?
baby?
Huh?
Charles Hawtrey is having a baby. Jim Dale, the handsome, hopeless hospital Romeo.
Oh, what a lovely looking pair.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Barbara Windsor. Hattie Jakes, and a more matronly matron you couldn't wish to meet. Joan Sims.
Mr. Bigger's very fond of fresh flowers, especially chrysanthemums. He's never without a pot by his bed.
Bernard Breslaw.
What's your trouble?
Oh, I had my appendix out.
Appendix? What about your leg?
Oh, no, that happened when I fell off the operating table.
Anita Harris.
Morning, Mr.
Peter Butterworth.
India, 1895. The most precious gem in the far-flung belly of the great British Empire, ruled by the British governors, who, in turn, are ruled by their wives. And the Khyber Pass, frontier garrison of the 3rd Foot and Mouth Regiment, otherwise known as the Devils in Skirts.
I was only trying to keep warm.
Oh, so you're cold, are you?
Very simple. Where the wind whistles up the pass.
With the reputation of being invincible in battle, they fearlessly carry on up the Khyber. Yes, a right carry on, up the Khyber. Produced by Peter Rogers and directed by Gerald Thomas in their own ever-popular style, with your favorite carry-on characters up to their necks in the hilarious comedy that you love. Sidney James as Sir Sidney Rough Diamond, Joan Sims as his lady wife.
Did not half crack that one, did he not?
Dearest, if you can't express yourself in more elegant terms, kindly shut your kegel.
Kenneth Williams as Randy Lal, the Qazi of Calabar.
May the benevolence of the god Shivu bring blessings on your house.
And on yours.
And may his radiance light up your life.
And up yours.
Roy Castle as Captain Keen.
How could you whittle?
I felt the cold, sir.
That's no excuse, man. The 3rd Foot and Mouth never wear anything under the kilt. It's part of our glorious tradition. Look at our motto, always ready for action.
Angela Douglas as Princess Jelly.
Now go to the women's quarters and pay your respects to your mother.
Which one is he again?
Charles Hawtrey as Private James Whittle. Bernard Breslaw as Bungditin of Jaxie.
Never teach them to bend turbans on the buses.
Terry Scott as Sergeant Major McNutt.
The cars is here under a flag of truce, sir. We bunged it in.
All right, Captain.
Right, Sergeant Major, show them in.
Peter Butterworth as Brother Belcher, a dedicated missionary who saves fallen women for himself. The Devils in Skirts find themselves in trouble as the tension mounts and the elastic snaps.
Tilly, get me some more, Margot. This one's a bit off.
What did you do that for? I've just got a bullet in my spine. Fall back to the resident man! Fall back! 1, 3, 5, 18, the enemy!
I wonder, what do they wear under their kilts?
No, we know.
If you are thinking of a holiday under canvas this year, wait.
Wouldn't surprise me if we didn't have a drop of rain.
You had to open your big mouth.
We might be able to help you decide to carry on camping.
I knew I shouldn't have eaten those radishes.
Good morning, Dr. Soper. Are we all loaded?
Good off.
A camping holiday is a whole lot of fun. It ensures good, healthy exercise.
And up.
Gives you a new lease of life.
Well, if this is paradise, give me hell.
And helps you to make new friends.
I wonder if he's offended about something.
The hilarious comedy crew are here again as they carry on camping. And causing chaos and confusion wherever they go. Sidney James as Sid Boggle. Joan Sims as Joan Fussy.
I suppose you'd rather we sat here all stark naked.
Wouldn't bother me.
It would if your ice lolly fell in your lap.
Kenneth Williams as Dr. Soper. Hattie Jakes as Miss Haggard.
Don't rush me. I think you'll find it's worth waiting for.
What was that?
Only a cow.
Are you absolutely sure that's a cow?
I should know. I used to milk them when I was little.
Well, I wouldn't try milking that one. It's only got one tap.
Betty Marston as Harriet Potter. Terry Scott as Peter Potter.
Hello.
Hello.
What's a nice girl like you doing with an old cow?
I'm taking her to the bull.
To the bull? Oh. Couldn't your father do that?
No, it has to be the bull.
Has to be the...
Charles Hawtrey as Charlie Muggins.
And
Barbara Windsor as Babs.
And Ling.
Peter Butterworth as Joshua Fiddler. Bernard Breslau as Bernie Lugg.
Get up.
Sorry. Evening.
Dilys Lay as Anthea Meeks.
Oh, thank you.
We're sure that after this brief preview of a holiday of a lifetime, you'll be off like a shot to see Carry On Camping.
They've started early today.
Yes, they've been let loose again. That crazy comedy team with their carry-on capers. Carry on again, Doctor.
I'm Dr. Stoppage.
You're all the same. You're only after one thing.
No, that's quite untrue, Miss Armitage. I only want to get you into bed.
Ooh, you don't know what your kiss did to me, eh?
Sidney James as Gladstone Screwer, Kenneth Williams as Frederick Carver, Charles Hawtrey as Dr. Stoppage, Jim Dale as Dr. Nookie, Joan Sims as Ellen Moore, Barbara Windsor as Goldilocks, Hattie Jakes as Matron. If you enjoyed Carry On Doctor, don't miss the most comical of the crazy Carry On comedies with all your favourite characters in Carry On Again, Doctor.
I've heard of swing in Britain, but this is ridiculous. What up, Sir Davy? What do those drums say?
They say, boom, diddy, boom, boom, boom.
Yes, they're at it again. Those crazy carry-on characters are running amok all over Africa.
What is it? Why have we stopped? See all that? Elephants. Well, I didn't think it was ours.
It's a riotous carry-on up the jungle, where the big game for the great white hunters is hands, knees, and bumps a daisy.
Evelyn!
Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas guarantee the funniest safari that has ever been disorganized.
Excuse me.
In Carry On Up the Jungle, with Frankie Howard as Inigo Tinkle, Sidney James as Bill Boozy, Joan Sims as Lady Evelyn Bagley.
I never get tired of listening to the strange noises.
Must you do that always? You emit air in that disgusting fashion.
Better than sneaking it out in other ways, isn't it?
Kenneth Connor as Claude Chumley. Terry Scott as Jungle Boy. Charles Hawtrey as the Mighty Tonka.
Water!
God, it's the one.
Bernard Breslau as Upsa Daisy.
Look, there he goes. There he is.
Did I get him?
No, boss. You aim good, but him in the wrong place.
And introducing...
Kiss
Jackie Piper as Pretty Miss Jane.
Kiss.
It's eyes down and look in for the noshers. Because bingo, they're frying tonight.
Do they just drop us into boiling water?
Oh, no. Nothing as barbaric as that. They just drain all the blood out of us first.
That's all we need. Kosher noshers.
But it's out of the frying pan into the fire of desire for the man-hungry lovey-dovey's.
They will do. Untie them. Behold, your mates.
Mummy, who chose that lot?
Carry on up the jungle, if you can. And if you can't, then...
Fares, please.
Yes, everyone's at it these days. The birds, the bees, and those hilarious carry-on characters.
Why don't you go down front, sir? You'll see better.
In the most laughable love-in of a lifetime.
I have to vet them, don't I?
Oh, vet? Is that the new word for it?
I can't fix them up with the right partners until I find out what they do and how they live.
Like the young widow at the tobacconist. You must have vetted her at least 50 times.
Oh, good. Company.
Oh, I'm fed up with this. I might as well be back home.
Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas invite you to Carry On Loving.
We'll be bloody lucky if we do, mate.
Because love, they say, makes the world go round and round and round. And breaking all the rules of the mating game are Sidney James as Sidney Bliss, whose approach to women is wet but very effective.
Have you wet your trousers?
Eh? Oh, yes. Well, I mean, I went in feet first, didn't I? And my shirt.
Then we better have it off, hadn't we?
Kenneth Williams as Percival Snooper, an expert on the ups and downs of married life.
Well, Henry, you heard Mr. Snooper's advice. Do you think we should try it?
If you want to, Emily, but personally, I don't think a pair of steps is going to be the answer.
Charles Hawtrey as James Bedsop, a very special investigator. Joan Sims as Esme Crowfoot. She falls for men in a big way, just as they do for Hattie Jakes.
No, Sophia, please, come back.
Bernard Bresslaw as Gripper Burke, an all-in wrestler who certainly met his match. Terry Scott as Terry Philpott. Jackie Piper as...
Sally Martin, unknown star of stage, screen and television, pictured in her home, with everything about her but her clothes. Terry... Oh, sorry, Jenny. I didn't know you were here. I didn't know you were here. It's all right. I'm going out. Soon as I find my blue sweater, anyway.
With talented newcomers Imogen Hassel as Jenny Grubb, Richard O'Callaghan as...
Bertram Muffet.
Muffet? Well, we'll have to find you a crumpet to go with that, won't we?
Keep them coming.
Don't miss Carry On Loving. You might even learn something.
You must be joking.
She stunk the whole place out with it. Oh, blimey. In it again.
Carry On Henry. A hilarious look back into history at the hits, misses, and mistresses of Henry VIII.
Do you, Henry, take this woman to...
I do, and so does she. Right, love, that's it. Through there.
Not only that, it is said to greatly increase one's sexual appetite.
I got news for you. Come the morning, you're going to be starving.
Act the part of a loving husband.
Impossible.
Yes, well, perhaps in the meantime you could make some other arrangements, sire?
What other arrangements?
Like taking a mistress?
I am the king, with a proud family motto to uphold. Non crepito suum genuum. Never spit on your own doorstep.
Carry On Henry. The Carry On courtiers in a right royal romp around merry England.
Oh, come on, we're not in the ages to look for needles, are we?
Carry On Henry, produced by Peter Rogers and directed by Gerald Thomas, stars Sidney James as King Henry VIII. When he reigns, it usually pours. Kenneth Williams as Cromwell.
There is one thing you haven't touched yet.
Now we're back to the wife again.
No, a brand new form of taxation I've just thought up. S-E-T. Sex Enjoyment Tax.
Terry Scott as Cardinal Wolsey.
Oh, Your Eminence.
Charles Hawtrey as Roger de Lodgerley. He never fails to do his duty.
As the King's taster, I have to try everything before he does.
Joan Sims as the Queen Marie, who loves to play games on the bed.
I've done it.
No, you have to tiddle first.
I have tiddled.
That was winking.
Look, when we began, you told me I had to tiddle into the pot.
Kenneth Connor as Lord Hampton of Wick.
There you will be required to sign a confession of your wrongdoings.
Alas, I cannot help that. I was born with the wrongdoings.
Barbara Windsor as Bettina, Lady-in-Waiting. And the best bed he's seen in years.
Oh, I can hardly believe it. Little me in the King's Arms.
Well, it's the best boozer in town.
It's not so much historical, it's hysterical. And it's Carry On Henry.
Oh, folks.
At a factory somewhere in England, behind closed doors, a group of dedicated gents get to the bottom of a delicate problem.
I don't think I can stand it for more than half an hour.
It was hardly designed for a reading room.
You must look at this. Very slender, this pedestal, isn't it?
It's streamlined.
What for? Wind resistance?
Yes, it's your favourite comedy team going round the bend again in Carry On at Your Convenience. Produced by Peter Rogers, directed by Gerald Thomas.
Skinheads!
Nookie, Mr. Lewis, the National Union of Chinaware Industrial Employees.
Well, you know what you can do with their rule book.
I am now calling for an immediate stoppage of work. All those in favour, raise your right hands.
Everybody out!
Oh, come on, get going!
When these workers of the world unite, they have nothing to lose but their dignity.
There you are, Mr. Spanner, just in time for your drink. I don't really... They're coming back!
I had a feeling they would today.
Why today?
It's the annual works outing.
We are the champions!
Oh, what was that sticking in me?
It was only my camera.
Have a cockle. Much better for you.
Oh, do you think I ought to? I mean, I've heard that shellfish do very strange things. In a sex way, I mean.
Really? Ooh, let's watch him for a bit then.
You'll burst with laughter when this crazy gang decide it's one out, all out, to relieve another work stoppage in Carry On at Your Convenience.
I must warn you, ladies, that this strike is quite legitimate.
That's more than they say about you.
Carrying On at Your Convenience are all the stars you love to laugh at. Sidney James.
That's all I need. A face full of soggy knickers.
Kenneth Williams. Charles Hawtrey. Joan Sims. Hattie Jakes. Bernard Breslaw. Kenneth Cope. Patsy Rowlands. Jackie Piper.
Here I am at long last, darling.
Richard O'Callaghan.
Come on, you lot. Don't hang about. Carry on working.
Carry On at Your Convenience. The biggest basin full of fun since the invention of water, load. For the first time in the history of motion pictures comes a story that ignores all conventions, exposes morals, and does irreparable harm to the medical profession. Carry On Matron. It's dynamite when your favorite laughter makers get together again in their own brand of medical madness.
Shh, it's all right, don't scream.
What do you want?
Well, that's very nice of you, but I haven't got the time.
Sidney James, a crook who started at the bottom and stayed there. Kenneth Williams, head of a hospital where it's always wet and windy.
You must have the knee.
I think he's just had one.
Oh, hello.
And as usual, covered in confusion, Charles Hawtrey. Joan Sims, as an expectant mother who's never heard of a food-free diet.
Well, now you're 3 weeks overdue, and your husband's getting very impatient.
Well, he can talk. Took him 7 years to get me pregnant.
Hattie Jakes, the matron, who's not quite with it, but can't do without it.
Certainly not! It's just that I'm a simple woman with simple tastes, and I want to be wooed.
Oh, you can be as wooed as you like with me.
Oh, come back, I want you!
My God, she's a sex maniac.
What a carry-on matron. Bernard Bresslaw, labouring under a strange misconception.
Oh, what's the matter?
Just shows you the power of suggestion.
What are you talking about?
Well, I could have sworn I felt it kicking just then.
Kenneth Cope, who took a turn for the nurse. Barbara Windsor, a nurse to raise your hopes and your temperature.
Around here, we call him the taxidermist.
Well, it just shows you there's nothing like advertising.
Oh, I didn't mean that. Get off! Get away! Take your hands off! Take your hands!
A doctor who wanted everything on the national health. Terry Scott.
God, what a woman.
Kenneth Connor, as the railway porter whose wife is like his trains. Always late. Carry On Matron. Produced by Peter Rogers, directed by Gerald Thomas. The master craftsman of comedy is guaranteed to give you the laugh of a lifetime. If you don't die laughing.
Oh, blabber, there's millions of them like rabbits!
Wait!
Has she had it then?
Could you get me the Guinness Book of Records?
Now, come on, stop messing about.
Hey, son. Hey. Is this for the dirty weekend?
This is the 4-day trip to Ellsbells, if that's what you mean.
Same difference, isn't it?
That's right. It's the same hilarious carry-on team, the same hilarious faces, and a few new ones like Jimmy Logan.
All ready for a wild weekend, eh?
And June Whitfield. Yes, they're all carrying on where they can really carry on.
Haven't got any soap on that bit.
Abroad.
Wonder Tours especially chose Ellsbells for the perfect holiday weekend because of its wonderful sunshine record.
That's something you can't muck up.
Who else but the carry-on crowd could pack so many gags and so many bags into one trip abroad?
It's easy now. Thank you.
Join Sid James, Kenneth Williams, Charles Hawtrey, Joan Sims, Bernard Bresslaw, Barbara Windsor, Kenneth Connor, Peter Butterworth, Jimmy Logan, June Whitfield, and Hattie Jakes on a Cook's tour of surefire laughs. They're all off on a wonder tour. It's a wonder any of them make it.
11 times in one night.
They're all staying at a crack hotel. And the cracks are fast and furious.
Let him go! I'll shut off. Go rescue somebody else.
What a shower they are. What a shambles they create. No wonder the island's called Ellsbells.
It's all brand new. Tables not satin, chairs not satin.
Lavatories not,
Hello, room service.
There is a man in my bath.
Down in there, stalkers.
And when I pressed the thing and tried to plug it in,
Sand shot out of it.
Why bother to go abroad when you can get it all watching them do it?
Smash it down, didn't we, love?
Yes, I can honestly say I've never had one quite like it.
Could I have another one, please?
Excuse me, are you going to Firkham?
Why ever didn't they think of it before? Yes, it's the Carry-On Gang bursting into the beauty business in Carry-On Girls.
Enjoying the view?
Oh, sorry.
Young women being shown off like cattle for the sexual gratification of a lot of drooling men.
You're all for it, ain't you?
yes, any time.
Just think of all those lovely 38s and 40s bobbling up and down.
I am.
Their aim is to put Firkham on Sea in the public eye, to give it a leg up.
Don't just stand there, come and give her a bunk up.
And wherever there are beauties, there are bound to be a few beasts.
Well, come on, then.
It's the raciest carry-on yet, packed with familiar faces. There's Sid James.
You could do with a spot of rouge on your cheeks.
He's a big knob on the council.
Hop in here and I'll prove it.
Barbara Windsor, Miss Easy Rider. She's in for a hard time with...
It's Connie.
Joan Sims.
Connie, just a minute, Connie. Connie, wait a minute.
Oh, hello.
Kenneth Connor, a smash hit as the mayor.
That should do it good.
And here's someone waiting to be stuffed. Bernard Breslaw.
I'll do that, Thulsi.
June Whitfield.
Rosemary, get the candle.
A lady who knows how to use a candle at both ends.
This way, me dear. Over here.
Well, you won't know all this is, but...
Well, I want you to take my knickers down.
Now, come on, girls. Don't forget cheese, please. Plenty of cheese. Come on, throw over your thingamybobbles out. Not right out, darling. It's not an educational program.
Carry On Girls is an education that'll make your pupils stand out in their sockets.
Oh, I can assure you you'll never see anything like this again.
Let your hair down. Let everything down. As Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas invite you to bask in the funniest, honeyest carry-on of them all.
In the year 1750, the laybys of Old England were absolutely bristling with layabouts, ready to whip out their weapons at the drop of a cocked hat. And the cockiest layabout of all was one Richard Turpin, commonly known as Big Dick, on account of the size of his gun.
Stand and deliver!
What is it? Where have we stopped?
It's Dick Turpin, ma'am.
Blimey. Stay where you are. Behave yourselves now.
Excuse me, madam. I don't think you've noticed what I've got here.
That doesn't scare me. I've seen bigger ones in my time.
Only Sid James could play Big Dick with such a flourish. And he's the Reverend Flasher, too, on the choir.
Which one of you is looking for Big Dick?
He is.
Barbara Windsor fills two roles very nicely.
Oh!
Kenneth Williams is a rather thick dick.
You might just as well come quietly. I am Captain Fancy of the Bow Street Runners, and I'm Titania, Queen of all the fairies.
And Hattie Jakes pulls out all the stops.
It's a very distinctive birthmark, sir, in a rather unusual place.
Oh, wow.
He's not called a Big Dick for nothing, sir.
Bernard Breslaw. There are no flies on him. This is Joan Sims, doing the turn of the century.
Come on, let me have a look at it.
You mustn't.
Kenneth Connor, doing his bit.
Come on, my girl. I'm going to have you in the locker.
This wench is Peter Butterworth, though he's really a Tom.
The quicker that villain's caught, the better, eh, Tom?
That's right, sir. No one's safe from Big Dick, and that's a fact.
And who else but Jack Douglas, slashing his way to fame. Seldom, if ever, have the carry-on crowd wrung out as many laughs in their quest to uncover Big Dick.
Look out, sir. Oh, filthy beast. Give me a bit of paper.
Don't be silly, that pigeon will be miles away by now.
Come back to the good old days with Peter Rogers, Gerald Thomas and the Carry-On Gang.
Looks like we got another big success.
Oh, sir, all I want is your forgiveness.
They're all in it, looking for Dick.
You've got to get on top of it!
Oh!
Dick's rides may not be strictly historical, but it's certainly hysterical every inch of the way.
Get him off,
Have a look at this.
Well, lay it on the table so I can see it.
Dick, take
The wrong film? Never! Not when it's the Carry On crowd in their most ripping exploit yet.
Cheers.
Bottoms up.
Yes, Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas are back on the ball, exposing what goes on and what comes off when they carry on behind.
What do you think you're doing? What are you yelling about? Me balls burning! Hands are close to the fire.
You see, when I love a man, I give him everything. I give it all.
She ran into my caravan.
Yes, before we were starting, we're having quick bang together.
Really?
You see, I am keeping how you say, dirty caravan.
Keeping a what?
You see, I am having birds in my caravan.
Well, perhaps we could find a quiet little spot around here somewhere. Oh, I'd pick up one. I could do some good with these two.
I could do some good with them, too.
Get stopped.
What did you say to me?
I did not come here to go fishing. I came here to go finding other things to do.
Turn it off immediately, I said. Look here, I don't want any kind of thing.
Oh, I think he wants to come inside the caravan.
Look, if he's coming with us, he's got to get used to staying outside.
Well, suppose it rains.
We'll buy him an umbrella. Now we're alone. Try and remember exactly what happened.
Well, I got into bed, and Miss Vushka turned out the light.
So you were in bed with a Miss Vushka?
Yeah, no, I was up the other end.
It's a landslide of love. A feast of familiar faces.
Oh, it's an orgy.
The Carry On gang have been up the front for years. Now they invite you to come round the back and carry on behind.
This is monstrous. They sent the wrong film. I do apologize, but what can I do?
Show it again!
In the dark days of 1940, England had its back to the wall most of the time. But Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas found a little unit who had their backs to the wall all of the time.
I could have sworn someone said bang.
Oh, what a lovely idea.
Gracias! Pardon, sir? Knickers!
This is one of these new mixed batteries.
So, that's what the Brigadier meant when he said that this battery was an experiment.
Experiment, sir. They does not need to experiment. They gets at it right away.
Always in the front line of funmakers, the Carry On gang have recruited a few new faces to join up with the regulars. Leading the laugh parade, Kenneth Connor.
As from this moment, all ATS personnel, I'm going to make men of you.
Followed by Windsor Davis as Sergeant Major Bloomer.
I bet none of you can tell the difference between a couple of Hyankles and a pair of Bristols.
Leading the laugh parade, Judy Geeson.
I don't think I can hold this pose much longer.
And Patrick Moore.
This is ridiculous.
Twitching for some action, Jack Douglas. Joan Sims.
How do you do? I find these things awfully exciting. I don't know why.
Melvin Hayes. Peter Butterworth. And Peter Jones.
You
Quite a nasty friction burn you got there. What have you been doing, eh? Arsing about?
The battle for Britain was on.
Gun emplacement without a real gun.
With respect, sir. Remember there's a war on.
And England was exposed.
It's just as though those explosions are reverberating all through my body.
Well, just as long as your helmet's not damaged.
Those were times of great change.
I'll show them who's wearing the trousers around here.
When men and women were doing their bit. And everybody was feeling the strain. Pain.
Surely you don't mean a bit of the other. This, that, or the other, so no matter what you call it, they is at it all the time. In and out of each other's quarters like fiddler's elbows.
And so we say to you,
quick! Bob!
Never in the field of Carry On comedies have there been so many laughs, as in Carry On, England.
It's a hit, sir! It's a hit!
When they introduced Concorde, it went with a supersonic bang. So imagine the kind of bang there's going to be when the world's sexiest sex symbol carries on with the whole Carry On gang.
It is not nice to peep through keyholes.
Sorry?
Oh, don't be shy, Cheryl.
I'm not shy, I'm circumspect.
Snow White meets the Incredible Shrinking Man.
Oh, but why me? You can have Tom, Dick, or Harry.
I don't want Tom or Harry.
Not since the Keeler affair or Watergate has public interest been so aroused in the affairs of state. I refer, of course, to the case of Madame Emmanuelle Prévert.
Bullshit.
Yes, Emmanuelle stands for everything French.
My glasses, my...
But she prefers a more comfortable position.
Oh, Emmanuelle, you're making it very hard for me.
Oh, I must get some stronger elastic. Oh, me hangers.
My name is Lyons.
I prefer Lyons.
Tell us what the butler saw. Take a look at this. It's a beaut, eh?
Incroyable! I've never seen anything that big.
I'm determined to go out with a bang.
That's exactly what I had in mind.
I've met this wonderful girl.
Don't be silly. There's no such thing.
I think I'm in love.
Oh, nonsense. You're far too young.
I'm 34 and a half.
Old or young? Singly or by the dozen? Emmanuelle is the best sport ever to play on the Carry On team.
Not with an entire football team.
No, I'm a rugby man, mate. Different shaped balls.
She's friendly with all sorts of people in high places. And the higher the place, the better she likes it.
My goodness, what are you doing there?
I'm looking for a weapon.
Oh, you won't find one here.
Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas add a dash of French undressing to good old English relish in the sauciest Carry On of them all. Carry On, Emmanuelle.
We'll cut it there, okay? It's live? What the bloody idea was that?